I need lots of space. So I'm like clearing the floor here. Woo! Wow. Okay, you're taking a vacation down here because I need space, guys. You know, I mean, I gotta do my thing here. I need space. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Life is so incredible and just keeps getting better every day. So life is good and getting better every day. Let's say that. Life is good and getting better every day. Yeah. So are you ready for that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're ready for that. You better get ready. So, title of the talk is This is Only a Test. This is only a test. All of it's only a test, my gosh. So, the saga unfolds. The drama continues. But then it's only a test. Guys, and so I just lightened up around it, and it kind of all went away, which is really fabulous. I was going to talk about that, but I'm not. I'm going to talk about something else. But that's okay. So I've been doing really some deep spiritual work, and what I got was there's so much good beyond the divine has good for you. You cannot conceive, you cannot imagine, you cannot dream. So don't even worry about this little stuff. It's just not important. It's only a test. And tests have a way of passing through. They don't come to stay. So it's just let all that go. So I'm good for that. So my daughter called me and she said, so here's the deal. Her daughter is graduating as a senior from high school, and they live in San Diego, and their basketball team was up in the state championship finals in Sacramento. So her daughter wanted her to drive from San Diego to Sacramento for the game and then drive back again on Friday because she had to be on the field at 7 a.m. on Saturday for her soccer finals. So she's going, I'm not really excited about this, Mom. And I went, you know what? This is the last one out of a nest. It's almost over. You know, go for it. Later you're going to go, wow, you remember that trip we took to Sacramento? Was that the craziest thing we ever did? You're going to remember that. So I talked her into that, and then she said, so here's the thing. I was just kind of wondering if, I could have a relief driver or something. So, whatever. So we made a deal. So this is what I said to myself. So I said, this is totally crazy. So I said to myself, I said, if this was the last day in your life, would you prefer to spend it staying home alone or being on the road with family? And I went, no brainer, be on the road with family. So now her boyfriend, the bus is canceled, so everybody's coming in the car. We've got 5 people in the car now, 2 kids and 3 adults, and none of us have ever been to a basketball game before. But so they arrived Thursday night. We get a few hours of sleep, and 5 a.m. we're up and we're on the road at 5:30. My daughter's hell-bent for leather. We're not stopping for food. There's food in the car. If you're hungry, eat. Don't talk to me. I'm driving. We had one goal, get there. On time. We did take a couple of pee breaks, but that was all we were allowed. Quick ones, short, quick. So we get there, and halfway through the game, I know that when the ball goes through the little loopy thing, that we jump up and down, scream really loud, and then we sit down again. So that part I've got. And then they do, they're doing signals. They're doing this, and I don't know what they're doing, but it's all good. Halfway through the game, I went, this is a 1-hour game. They're driving 8 hours from San Diego. We got there at 11. The game started at 12. It's going to be over at 1:15, 1:30, and then drive 8 hours back. Is this the craziest thing you've ever heard of in your life? So this really sweet team, this Horizon Christian basketball guys, they were playing hard. But, I really felt the first half, like something was missing. So I kind of got it later. Their team from Horizon had been to the finals 5 times, and they'd never won. So they were kind of 4 points behind. They'd make, yay, we'd get a basket, we'd jump and scream, and then the other guys would get 2 or 3. And then we'd get 1, then they'd get 2 or 3. And this number 24 was like a giant on their team. He's he could stand there and drop the thing in the hoop. It's what is that? So I could just see these kids going, this 24 is and look at this team, and we're whatever, I don't know. So then after the half, I don't know who did what in the half, but they came back on fire. They were driving for the goal, making all kinds of foul-y things, I don't know. But And everybody was free throwing everywhere. Well, 24 made 20 points in that game, 20 points. So we're down to like the last seconds of the game, right? If you lived in San Diego, you'd already know this story. We're down to the last seconds of the game, and 24 gets 2 free throws. He blows them both because their whole cheering section is now celebrating the fact that they've won another championship because there's 10 seconds to go. And the score is 46-44, and nothing's going to happen. So that the ball rebounds. We've got 4 seconds to go. The ball rebounds. Our little number 32 takes that ball, races to, I told you I needed a lot of room here, races to the other end of the court and outside of the blue line, which is very important, I understand. He throws the ball, and it goes, I'm telling you, from here all the way over to here and drops in the hoop, and we won by 1 point. 47-46. It's all over the I mean, this is what they make movies about. But you don't see this stuff. I was there. It happened. This poor number 24. Oh, my God. My heart was breaking. He was on his knees. His head was on the floor. He could not. This whole orange section were frozen. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe what had happened. So like afterwards, we were like, oh gosh, I'm running out already. So like afterwards, we were talking about it. And so, you know, what happened? They thought they had it in the bag and they quit. They didn't quit playing, but it was just that tiny edge, that teeny, tiny little edge that gave somebody an opportunity to slide in and win the game. He lost focus. And that's what these people were talking about before. It's what Jay was talking about and Rita was talking about, and also the meditation. You can't lose focus. You cannot lose focus. We have to stay in there. Never give up until the game is over. So I think sometimes we give up before the game starts. Because we go, we've been here 5 times. We've never won before. Probably won't win this time either. So, yeah, I'm playing hard, but not to win. So we have to play to win. It doesn't matter how many times it hasn't worked out. It doesn't matter how many other people have tried it and it hasn't worked. This is a new beginning right now. This minute that I'm standing in, that you're standing in, this is new. No one's done this minute before, ever. And you can create something new in this minute that has never been done before. But we have to believe it. We have to know it can happen. And keep that in our core. Then we've got the strength. Then we've got the tenacity. Then we've got the purpose. Then we've got the direction. Then we've got everything we need to make that one moment shine. How many people have quit 1 foot before, 1 moment, 1 day before the success was there, and then somebody comes in, steps into that place and goes, oh, here it is. It's right here all the time. So we can't quit. We cannot quit. So Ernest Holmes wrote this. He wrote, here and now we are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. So infinite is beyond our comprehension. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. All of it. How much may we have to use? As much as we can embody. So as much as we can believe. As much as we can conceive. And step into and then live our dream. Live our dream. But we cannot have it when we're hedging our bets. We cannot have it when we're straddling the fence, keeping just a little something over here in case it doesn't work out. Not going to work. We're tying the hands of the universe that wants to give it to us. We're saying, I want it, and it's over there, and I'm reaching for it, and I'm almost there. I can almost touch it, but I'm not willing to let go of this. Whatever this is for you, for me, whatever this is, the sense of security, of I know I can depend on this, or I've done it before, and I know how it works. And I know how to make that part work. I've never done this one before. And it scares me. And I don't know how to do it. And I might fall off the cliff and there be dragons. There may be dragons. We don't know. We don't know. Wasn't it Caesar who burned all the ships in the harbor, marched all his men up to the top of the mountains, these thousands of army guys, and then he had them all stop and turn around, and they saw the whole armada on fire in the harbor. They had to win. But not only did they have to win, he had to win too. He didn't have any outs either when they went to conquer something or other. I don't know. But anyway. So Deepak Chopra wrote in the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success about one-pointed intention. I love this. One-pointed intention is the quality of attention that is unbending in its fixity of purpose. Unbending in its fixity of purpose. You absolutely refuse to allow obstacles to consume and dissipate the focused quality of your attention toward your goal, whatever your goal is. 24 lost his focus for just a second. 4 seconds, just 1 second. That was all it took. And that's what it takes for us. So my son, my oldest son, when his marriage was breaking up and they finally separated after some kind of in and out sort of things, he bought a house nearby because he wanted to have his daughter every weekend and waited for 3 years to see if she would, have a change of heart. When it was clear that she wouldn't, he started dating again, found a woman he fell in love with. It's the marriage made in heaven. And people said she lived in a different city. They said, so he put his house on the market. And they said, aren't you going to keep that property? The house is a little squirrely, but the property was insane. It was like 200-300 feet back with a guest house and a pool and like terraced, thingies going down and whatever. I mean, it was awesome. He says, no, I don't want anything to go back to. I have to commit to this marriage 110% to make this work. And he knew now he's buying income property. And he would love to have that piece of property. But he knew at that time that if he held on to that tiny little, that itty-bitty tiny little bit, it might be just a squeaky out if it got uncomfortable, if it got too uncomfortable. So he had to let it go. He had to cut it off and leave himself no out. So my goal now is a closer connection to my own inner presence, my own inner self. And I got home late Friday night, and I hadn't done my 40-day prosperity plan, and you have to do it every day. There's no out, so you have to start over again. And I'd already blown it once, and I didn't want to blow it again. So I'm in the kitchen leaning on the counter. It's like, okay, let's get this done. And I'm reading this. I lift up my heart and mind to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. But I never got to the end of the sentence. All I got to was the divine presence I am. That's as far as I got. So in the Abundance book, this is what 2 weeks earlier I had found, and we'd been doing this at the beginning of every class. This is what it says in the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. When you become aware of the infinite mind right where you are, a most dramatic thing happens. At the moment of your awareness, you literally open your consciousness to receive the presence of God because the energy, intelligence, love, and peace of the presence follows the beam of your awareness. Your entire energy field is filled with the very presence of God. So we've been at the beginning of every class now. After we pray, I said, okay, so we're going to take a moment and call forth that presence within our own being, a greater conscious awareness of the power of that loving presence within our own feelings in the silence, and feel it begin to fill us up. It comes from the inside and expands me outward. I don't know its method. I just know that it's there. So what we've been calling on and what I've been feeling all these years that I've taught and thought I understood, the divine presence was my own I am. And I thought I knew it, and I've taught it. But I got it on a deeper level. What you feel when you're in meditation, when you're looking at a sunset, when you're holding a newborn, when you're in the arms of your beloved, what you're feeling, that filling up, that filled, full feeling, that's yourself. That's your God self. That's your real self. That's your true self. That's your God being. It's not different from you. It's not something else. It's something that we haven't identified, perhaps, with ourselves as much as we should. But that's you. It's me. It's what we are. And it's the best of us. It's when Lisa sings. It's when Doug plays. It's when Jay does his spiritual mind treatment, waving branches in the air. It's when we dance and sing and jump and shout and win in the last second of a game. It's our best self. That's your best self, is your real self. The other stuff is just a test. It's just a test. So, if life is just a test, these are the finals, guys. And we've got the cheat sheet with all the answers. Namaste.